this morning we had some big news, or some big market movements. We saw Bitcoin surpass 50k, 53k
to 54,
and then surpass 54k. So I got two notifications like simultaneously when I woke up, and things were looking good. So what do you make of it, Pav?
It's just craziness. Like, I think the easiest thing to try and tie it to is just the Bitcoin ETF flows. So we haven't got the exact data for like what happened overnight, but on paper it seems like IBIT, like the BlackRock product, had the biggest day yet. In terms of volume, I think it was $1 billion, but don't know what the exact flow would be of like in and out just yet. But if we had to take away anything, like obviously when we air this might be a bit too late, but the GBTC product, which has been the most sold, it's usually just in the red constantly. It's had its smallest day yet. So only 22 Bitcoin on the outflows in that US $1 million. So I'd take that with if everything else is doing really well and there's only that much sold on the only product that's generally being negative, is probably going to be a huge day.
Yep.
When we're up at these prices, you haven't seen that since 2021. You got anyone that's bought crypto at this stage is pretty much in profit. I wonder if we start to see everyone, the Uber drivers asking us, how's your portfolio going? Are you in crypto yet?
Yeah,
that's got to start kicking up again, I like to think.
Yeah, it's definitely expecting to see some signals coming through. I don't know, it still feels like we haven't got the retail noise yet. Like it is starting to build. Yeah, we're starting to see things like NFT narrative grow, meme coins, the AI narrative has started to kick off again, which we obviously seen in last year, which was kind of the main driver of market movement to kick off last year. So it's it's definitely interesting, but I don't know, I guess looking at across the volumes, it still feels like retail are yet to come in, which is obviously a good sign for assessing what stage of the market we're at right now.
That's the hardest thing right now. Like, it was easier decision to make. What about you guys, like last year? Because there was a lot more upside than downside. Now we're pushing into all-time highs. Yeah, so it just gets harder and harder to try and work out where this is going.
Yeah, so Bitcoin, I think 21% as of the time of recording from all-time high, which is obviously, it's not far away in crypto terms. It's not far away.
It's in reaching distance for sure. Yeah, it's you say retail's not back in. I've got a little personal anecdote. Just in the last week, I've had two friends. One who has never bought crypto ever. He's saying, "Hey mate, looking to get into crypto. Have you got any recommendations?" Yep. And then another who bought crypto last cycle is saying, "Hey mate, my ETH's now in profit. Do you think I should sell?"
Right. Okay.
So they're starting to look at their portfolios. They're starting to take notice. Obviously, there's a bit more chatter amongst the office and amongst the the barbecues and things like that. So
okay.
I think maybe in terms of like search volumes and stuff, it's not showing. But in terms of just chatter amongst friend groups and things, I think it's probably there or starting to come back.
I mean, it feels a bit like it'll come in a massive wave. I guess that's what I'm kind of a little bit not nervous about, but a little bit like it's gun shy. Like if you go back to the 2017 cycle, we seen this blow off top, and Pav, me and you have been talking about blow off tops for 6 years. Do we see that kind of an event in this cycle? We haven't really seen it since 2017. So the previous run, we never got the blow off top. That's why so many people got wrecked, because they're waiting for the blow off top to drive Bitcoin over 100k US. Never came. And we came back down, and obviously we had the bear market in the middle. So I guess to support your comments there around the anecdotal evidence, Ted, we were at the Brisbane Lions season launch, the AFL team season launch as well last week, and there was a queue of people, players and people within the club, queuing up almost to have a chat with Chris and I, just because crypto's back, they're hearing a lot about it again. So definitely supportive that narrative is starting to grow. So it's good to see after a couple of years of pain.
And just on top of I know you mentioned the IBIT, so it had $1 billion trading volume day yesterday, which is a record for the IBIT is the BlackRock ETF, which actually pulled it into the top 25 traded stocks in the world, which is crazy, right? And you think it's only one of 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs. So obviously there's a lot to discuss there. Like Eric Balchunas, if you don't follow him, I'd recommend it. He's he's probably the first to cover all this news around the ETFs on Twitter. So and then MicroStrategy, we've had Michael Saylor and his company MicroStrategy. They just acquired another 3,000 Bitcoin overnight for about a cool 150 million. So they're just accumulating more and more. Their total value would be so much.
I'd love to see the calculation for every $10 Bitcoin goes up, how much that is going up.
Yes, it's going to be the most like their value increases.